Hi guys, it's Luton here, and so I'm looking. I know we've been doing a lot of endgame, but I'm looking at Damavand because I had loads of people today telling me that they've put a last base on Rush on Damavand. They've actually gone through the tunnel to the kind of conquest building site quarry area. It's a quarry, really. So I thought I'd have a look at it because I thought it's good to take a time out to just take a look at this. I didn't see this announced anywhere, so it's kind of weird that this has just sort of popped up. But let's go take a look. One thing that would be cool is if they have put that in place, it would actually give a use for the two helicopters beyond this last base, because everyone knows you take the helis for this base and they don't really have a lot of use. I mean, I know people fly over the top. I consider that a bit BS, to be honest, but yeah, so it would give it a lot more use and you'd end up with a bit more sort of interesting gameplay on this last base. So let's go see if it's true. Ah, there we go. It'll be interesting if they do decide to extend. I mean, as I say, I don't even know if this is true. Oh. I don't know if this is true or whether people are just trolling me and going, Luton, the last base is our... So we'll soon find out. I find it very curious that they would choose to do this. They like extend one map's MCOM and not others. I don't know. I mean, this map obviously has the ability for it because it has that extra base and it always has done, but it just seems a really kind of strange thing for me. So I have to excuse my voice being a bit funny right now. It's like first thing in the morning. I've just woken up. I'm like, ugh. Come on, MCOM. Come on. Okay, so I've just armed the AMCOM now on the last base, or the previously last base, depending on what happens, and I'm going for the BMCOM. I haven't watched any videos of this at all. I could have just easily gone and searched it, so I thought it would be much more interesting to do this and actually find out about it. Right, both MCOMs armed. Let's see what's happened. Let's also see if I can get back to my Humvee without it blowing up. No, it's too late. Do. What's going to happen? I don't hear any music, so I'm assuming we do progress. There we go. So as you can see, we have moved on. It's not completed the game, so we're going on through to the next base. Let's see what equipment, if any, we get here. Are there any vehicles spawned down here? I don't know. Again, curious whether we get any helis on the minimap or anything like that. Well, we've got two tanks up there. You can see they've got two main battle tanks ahead. We just got a Humvee right here. But whether or not we get any helis or anything like that, let's just bomb back a minute. I'll go have a look-see. Oh, we got a main battle tank down there. So we got Humvee main battle tank. They have two main battle tanks. As if these last bases were not enough. I do kind of question, like, why. I mean, it's actually kind of good that they do this now, because it looks like we didn't get any helicopters, but I wouldn't like to say for sure. There's some helipads and stuff up here, aren't there? Yeah, look, on the map here we don't seem to have any helis appearing. So we need to really hold on to those helicopters from the third base in order to have a bit more opportunity. I can't go this way. On the last base. Right, I'm going to cut forward through to the last base now. Okay, here we are now coming into the quarry itself, and of course everybody knows this already. Everybody's played this on Conquest forever. Let's have a look at where the MCOMs are stationed. Okay, so interestingly, they're very close together. One in this building here, ground floor. So right here. And one more at the back over here in this kind of concrete shelter. Located on the outside of this container. The first thing I guess that would be pretty obvious is that you're going to have people who can watch it from here. There's so many positions you'll be able to get on this thing. I mean, for example, you're going to have people you want to watch out for who are going to be right up here. Okay, people are going to be able to sit up here again, watch that. There's a lot of different places people could get on to kind of control this thing. Watchtower up there is obviously going to be useful. So many positions to really watch these things. Shame you can't get in the rubbish bin, isn't it? That'd be kind of cool. You could just sit in here, peek your head out. So yes, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how the game plays out. Personally, I mean, the last base on this was already pretty difficult. So now they've extended that. So they've made a map, like of all the maps to choose, they've picked one of the ones which is probably very hard on Rush to complete that last base. You have to have quite a dedicated team to win that last base, and now they've decided to extend it into like a whole last base. I'm not sure if, you know, I mean, have they done this with any other maps? I don't know. I don't seem so. I guess perhaps in the next week we'll see whether they did. I'm guessing that they didn't. I'm not sure why they would choose to do this right now. I mean, it's endgame, and they obviously want to extend the life of the game a little bit, and this is one way of doing that, I suppose, to give people a little bit more interesting, give people a reason to revisit these old maps. So perhaps that would be a good thing. Perhaps what they could do is revisit some other old maps and move some MCOMs around or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, there we go. Obviously, again, covering these kind of positions, you're going to probably have some quite interesting Rush gameplay on this last base. This building right here, you're going to be able to cover the whole road and all these kind of entry points right here for this sort of stuff. You'll be able to lay it down. The conveyor belts above, there'll be people sniping. Obviously, up on this hill on the right here, we'll have sniping. Two main battle tanks controlling the roads. One thing that I just think is going to be pretty obvious what will happen is that it seems likely to me that if they've got two main battle tanks, they're going to bring one main battle tank down the road here and one on the other road. Look, we've even got we've got launchers here as well. So if you're bringing a tank or Humvee up here, that's going to be fun for you to enjoy. I mean, it would be very easy to bring a tank up here and just park it and just slaughter anything that comes out of this tunnel. I mean, I think the helicopters are going to be key on this base, because you're going to need those helicopters to come around, flank, drop people off, drop in. Power dropping is going to be a very key factor in this base, I would imagine, with that transport heli. That transport heli is going to have a real role to play. So the 3rd to 5th base transition is actually going to be really important. You're going to need to, you know, control your air vehicles. You're going to need to keep them. So there's actually a kind of an interesting fight to be had there. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just one extra base, isn't it? I am concerned, like, about this exit point, though. I mean, look, I mean, if you're here with a bipod LMG, you can just cut to pieces anything. And there are so many positions where you could do this from. And they've got two tanks, so they can just sit. It's going to be a horrible... I mean, like I said earlier, the attackers, as if this last base wasn't difficult enough already, and now they've made it harder by coming into this horrible bottleneck choke point. I mean, look at this. Bipod LMG, you're going to rain death. You just want two guys with two LMGs sitting up on these, and that's it. Bye, game over. Look at this doorway right here, you know, just cut down that. Okay. One guy covering this doorway, one guy covering the other, a tank on the left, a tank on the right. I mean, madness. Let me know what you think, guys. Do you think this is a positive thing to do? Do you think it's an interesting choice to do? Yes. I'm not sure what I think. I think Damavand was pretty difficult already, especially on that last tunnel. And now they've kind of made it even more hard. So, yeah. Answers on the back of a postcard to me, and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, guys. More Endgame coming up pretty soon today.